What up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sahela.
And I'm her fiance, Adam.
And this is episode 5 of our home renovation series.
It's still going.
We need to start to figure out a name for this series. It deserves one.
So you think you want to reno a home? That's what we should call it.
I don't know. I think the jury's still out on that. Right. But I'm open to suggestions.
No idea's a bad idea. No idea's a bad idea.
If you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below because I think we need to find a name for this series, like, pronto. A lot has happened since last episode, though. We ended up getting our roof redone, which took about 2 days and was desperately needed.
It was a big job. I mean, there was, 5 layers of shingles, including original cedar shingles that they had on the roof, so there's a ton of debris coming off.
Yes, at one point it was literally just raining shingles.
Yeah, but we need to get that done because if there's any leaks, then it would have ruined the renovation. So it's important that we got it done. It's a big job, messy, but a good thing to check off our list.
So after we got the roof redone, we did hear back from our structural engineer, and it turns out that he was able to provide us with plans for the second floor, which included installing 4 new LVL beams.
It was a big job, but we had a lot of experience from all the other beams that we put in that our contractors did. So we understood kind of the general process about how to get them in and put a good system together to take care of it quick. I think we did it in under a week.
I'm not gonna lie, when I first realized we would have to do structural work on the second floor, my heart dropped. I was so worried about how long it would take and how much it would delay our plans, when in reality, it really only took us a week. Much of what we had to do was similar to what we had already done, except the first beam we installed actually had to be built in the air because it was so heavy we would have never been able to lift it into place. After that first beam was in, things got easier. We could start building the beams on the floor and alleviate some of the lifts with a ladder method I once saw our amazing structural contractor, Rayouf, use in the basement on a steel beam. Shout out to Rayouf at Dynamic Design and Construction. We miss you in the crew, and we would have never gotten this far without you. The last 2 beams were pretty simple to install, and much like we had done with the staircase header and floor joists, we connected all of the perpendicular joists to the beam using a hanger. Once all the structural work was complete, Adam and I felt very accomplished. It's crazy to think a year ago we had no structural or renovation experience whatsoever, and here we are building our house from the inside out.
I can tell you my problems, meditating my silence, but I keep pushing my pen, rotating my stylus. Brokenness feeling like sin, not no Creflo dollar. Used to be left on red, now all the girls go holler. Now all the girls go follow. All the fake fans gon' pile up.
Just got to the house. It's pretty early. It's getting chilly in the morning, so it's getting chilly in here. Can't wait till that back door goes in because at least we won't have a draft. But I'm here early because Parsiena is coming today. They're going to be actually making a mold of my ceiling medallion, which is so exciting and also a little nerve-wracking because they're gonna try and make the mold while it's on the ceiling, but if they can't, they warned me that they might have to try and take it down and take it to their workshop to make a mold, and if they do that, it might crack. So yeah, kind of nerve-wracking, but hopefully everything goes well. I have faith, but I'm also very nervous, so we'll see. If you are unfamiliar with Parsiena Design, they are one of Canada's leading manufacturers of stone mantles and architectural elements. I actually first discovered Parsiena on Instagram and really wanted to work with them. They have a catalog full of beautiful plaster crown moldings, and I ended up picking one of their larger and more intricate designs for the kitchen. For the rest of the main floor, I chose another one of their more simple designs, an egg and dart motif, which echoes the original plasterwork that can be seen throughout the house. While in conversation with them, I also found out that they can do plaster replications. I was so scared of what was going to happen to my ceiling medallion when we would inevitably have to take it down, and I thought having them make a mold of it would be great insurance. In addition to the ceiling medallion, I also got the door crowns reproduced, and although it looks quick on video, the whole molding process took a day and a half, but in the end, the results were chef's kiss. So now on the second floor, after we completed all of the structural work, we started to frame out the second floor. I've never done any framing before. Sure, I did like the bulkheads downstairs on the main floor in the last episode, and we did the main floor walls, but it was not that, like, there's not that many walls on the main floor. I felt like it really started to make this house feel like a home. It gave it a total new layout, and I could feel like now that we had multiple bedrooms, it kind of started to feel like a family home.
For sure, put the pieces back together in it, yeah. So once the framing was done and Tahila was focusing more on the finishings of the house, I was managing and trying to plan out the other steps that we needed to take care of before we start drywalling. So we had to get the electricians in and the plumbers in. We had to do all the insulation in the exterior walls and the interior walls. Also get spray foam in on the main floor, on the second floor ceiling. So there's a lot of jobs that needed to get taken care of. And we still hadn't received some of the windows and our back door that we had ordered. So luckily, as the weather was dipping, we got those windows in. Those are completely done now. And we got our back door and window on the main floor in, which is a huge installation, which we were waiting for a long time, but looked fantastic.
When Adam said we had been waiting for this door to arrive for a long time, we're talking months. This door was supposed to arrive in the summer, and here we were, well into fall, the weather is getting cold, and I was getting cranky. When it finally did show up, I was kind of still sour, but what I didn't know was that they had sped up our window order, which wasn't supposed to arrive till February, and the whole shebang was getting installed in the same day. My whole mood did a total 180, and I was happy as a clam once again. Plus, the door turned out amazing. Adam and I put a lot of effort into calculating the perfect glass size ratio for the opening, and once it was installed, it was obvious all our hard work had paid off.
It's all coming together. It's all coming together. This is it.
So last week, I actually got a call from Jennifer at Ironworks saying that my rads had been sandblasted and primed and are ready for painting. So I'm here at Ironworks this morning. I'm going to be watching them get painted. I've picked my colors, but I really feel like today I'm going to watch these rads come alive, which I'm so excited about. Remember this beauty? I first spotted her last time I was here treasure hunting in the Ironworks stockyard. Now that she had been sandblasted and primed, she was definitely looking better, and you could really see the details in the entire scroll. Picking my paint colors was so hard and took weeks, but in the end I went with a brass for the dining room and an antique bronze for the front foyer. Both colors I think will go so well with our incoming herringbone floors and overall color palette. I really love the look of ornate Victorian rads. To me, they are like jewelry, but for your home. Not only are they eye-catching, but depending on the colors you pick, they can totally add a pop of glamour to a room. I just loved how these turned out, and I can't wait to have them installed in my house. I'd love to know which one ended up being your favorite, so feel free to leave your answer in the comments below. Any challenges there with like all that electrical, plumbing, and mech work?
Not really. It was just that we had to make sure all the framing was 100% done, and if it wasn't, we had to kind of figure out and hold their hand in terms of where to put stuff so that we could finish the touch up of the framing.
Yeah, it did feel like there was a lot of people in the house while we were getting all that done, because like many of them were working in tandem with one another. And it just, the house always felt full. So even though we still had things to do like insulation work, or like I had to do, because I had made a deal with Adam that I was going to get these crown moldings, and in exchange, I had to do all of the insulation work. So I had a big job cut out for me.
Yeah, no, the installation was a huge job. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Putting in all the exterior walls, wrapping it. I mean, yeah, definitely could not have done as good of a job as you did.
I also did some fancy carpentry work, which I'm so proud of. Our plumber Steve unknowingly hit a floor joist while running new water lines to the second floor and had to find a way to divert around it. Luckily, prior to the demo, I had made sure to save a few things that were part of the original house, like this vent exchange, and this became the perfect reason to repurpose it. All I had to do was build a box that could attach to the wall and get drywalled in to look like it was meant to be there. My background in design really came in handy for this little project, and I was pretty proud of how it all turned out. Of course, the day also came when we finally had to take a chance and try to remove the ceiling medallion. I was so nervous, even though we had made a mold already, and was still so determined to do whatever I could to save it. 2 hours later, and by some miracle, we managed to get it down safely. We were all surprised to learn in the process that it was actually 5 separate pieces instead of just one large piece, and although one of the side pieces did break, I knew it was easily repairable, and I was so thrilled with this outcome. So tomorrow is officially day 1 of drywall, and I could not be more excited.
I just want to close everything up. I'm tired of looking at insulation. I'm tired of looking at rough stud openings. I just want drywall, and I want it to look great. So it's going to feel like we're really moving forward with the project once we have the ceiling and the walls up.
Yes, and we can start concentrating on more interesting things like our new herringbone floors that will be installed, and our kitchen cabinetry is ready. They just need to be installed. And then obviously we have that incoming staircase, which is going to be, we got a custom staircase. So I'm so excited for all of that stuff to be happening, which is going to happen in the next episode.
All the stuff that looks better on camera is coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but in the meantime, if you want more behind the scenes from this episode, you can always go check out the blog post that accompanies this episode, or you can follow me on Instagram where I share more up-to-date news about the reno. But other than that, thank you so much for joining us. And if you have a suggestion for the name of this home series, please leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye! Never mind. Can we start again?
From the top?
Yeah, I think so.
You really rambled there for a while.
I know. I feel like it's gonna get cut up.
Yeah, we can just cut it up. Then you said you heard back from the structural engineer, and then why don't I just take it from there and do 20 minutes?
Okay.
Why don't I just do...
Yeah, I'm gonna start from the top.
That's your second swear, by the way.
Where was my first one?
You said shit.
When?
When the plans.
I don't know. It feels natural. I don't care.
Well, shit's like you said ass. You said big ass.
What did I say?
You said big ass moldings. So I don't know if you want to say that.
Okay.
Okay, ask me like one question of it. Just ask me how I like them, and then I'll say it. Don't ask me 3 questions of it.
Okay. So after we were able to...
How do you think the mold? Did you like this part of the molding?
I picked out of their catalog. What?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to laugh.
Oh, you're okay?
I don't fucking know.
Okay. Does it look okay? Seriously, it looks messy.
I think so.
Okay. I'm sorry, I won't break again. I'm good now.
Can you be more excited?
I am, I'm smiling. I said I was excited.
Look alive.
Okay.
So tomorrow is officially day 1 of drywall, and I am so excited.
I'm excited too. I'm tired of looking at these fucking walls. Okay, no, okay, start again. Sorry.
And you were about me swearing.